Hello everyone, so today I'm gonna go through a detailed tutorial on how I make those HD boomerang, and I posted several one throughout these couple weeks. And so let me show you a couple examples. So this is one of the example. This one is using the Fujifilm 56mm, and I have another one on the new Canon RF 85mm. So this is a new one. This one with Stephanie with the paper movement, and I have a couple more, and this one also with the wave. So you can see, and I have one more with the bubble also. So you can see how they are looping around. Basically, they are very simple, and I'm gonna go through a couple of things that you need to be note down about the process and how to make it cleaner. So this is gonna be a longer video, more detail, and you can see that there's a little bit movement, and I'm gonna go through that. So I make some PowerPoint bullets just to I'm trying to expand it a little bit. So first thing first, before the shoot, you need to have a tripod. I want to be more stabilized for the view or point of view. So I want let me show you. The whole frame is not moving, just the model moving. So if you have a stabilized tripod, that will be better, because if the frame is moving, it will be distracted for the user. So it's better to have tripod, or you have a stabilized lens or camera body. So this is the first point. Before the shoot, make sure that you have this ready. Stabilized lens, and for the lens, I like to have a little bit blur. You don't have to have that. You can just be creative. You can have a wider angle also, just for environmental portrait, just based on your style. So these are my first tip before the shoot. During the shoot, make sure for the environment selection, if the dress is white, I usually pick darker background for the boomerang, because it stands out nicely, and choose the background that either background or movement. So at least you have some movement, telling the viewers that is something in action. So this one, I timed it. I saw the wave coming from far away, and then about 5 seconds coming to the water, and then I press the button and then record it. And the environment also, because you choose some windy spots, the model doesn't need to move, and the windy spot will automatically arrange the dress nicely, like a little bit subtle movement. It creates nice touch to the portrait. So this is my second tips. My second tips is environment selection and movement. And my last one is more hands-on. I'm gonna do a post-processing just to show you how I make this video. So stay tuned for the next couple minutes. I'm gonna do a simple edit, and let me pull my I'm using Final Cut Pro X for me. So these are the raw video file. As you can see, I usually in the beginning I just say 1 2 3 go, and this one I shot it horizontal, vertical. That's why right now it's upside down. Tilted. I just usually before the shot I just say 1 2 3 go, and then it timed it for 1 second. So if I find it nicely, and then I usually inspect the video I don't use the first 50 of a second, because when I press the shutter, the frame is shaky a little bit. This one is handheld, but the RF35mm f1.8 has a stabilization, so it's fine for me. Just a little bit subtle of movement is fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag down to here. You can see the frame is important as well. For story, for Instagram story, make sure your frame is 1080 times 1920. For Instagram post 4x5, make sure your frame is 1280 times 1600. So these two are very important numbers. So next thing, I'm gonna come here, and this shot at 60 fps from the Canon EOS-R. So the next thing I'm gonna do is rotate. I'm gonna click on this transform button, just rotate back to 90 degree, increase the size, the frame, and I make sure that it's aligned with the window. So I do adjust a little bit. So I'm gonna increase a little bit more. Increase a little bit more as well. You can see the edge. I'm looking at the edge right now. Probably going back a little bit, so you can see the center line. Just make sure the overall is aligned perpendicular. Okay, so this is my first step, and make sure this clip is turned off. So this has a snap-in. I turn off the snap-in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up remove the first couple seconds, and then I find a starting point. A starting point has to be very stable or still in here. So let me see. This is a good starting point. You can see what I eliminated. I eliminated some shaking in the beginning, and let me see. So from here, around here is good. So this is the beginning. I'm selected, and then I'm simulating the flow a little bit. You can see the hair movement right here. It's good to have a little bit of hair movement, and I'm gonna remove a little bit more. So you can do a preview like this, and then like this, go here, and then come back to the top. So you can do two different style. You can do the drop and then drop it back. This is kind of like cool. Let the hair automatically loop it back. If you don't want the loop, just make sure that the hair is not dropping, and then loop it back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just doing on the most extended. Just make sure that it's the most extended point, and that will create a movement in here. So this is my first clip. What I'm gonna do, I'm doing a little bit of simple color correction. If it's too bright, you can do the reduce the brightness, increase the dark. These are the simple steps. I'm gonna do a curve as well. A curve is making the color richer, deeper, increase the contrast. So the mid-tone, and increase a little bit. So basically this is a slight edit for me, just like editing regular photo using the tone curve in the Lightroom. So this is the first clip. I'm gonna copy, just do a copy, and then I'm gonna paste. I'm gonna turn it back on the snap-in, and then paste. So this is my second clip. What I'm gonna do right here, there's a feature reverse clip. So whatever the software you use, the second clip has to be reverse. So you can do a preview right here. Let's see. Let's do a preview. And then coming back. And the next one, go back to here. Just copy and then paste. And then let's preview from here. I usually just preview from here. Yep. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just leave it for the 4 clip, and then on the Instagram it will loop it by itself, starting from all the way from the beginning. So I'm gonna do 1 loop. Yep, and then that at the end. So and Instagram will automatically loop it back to the beginning, and then that's why it feels like an infinite loop. So this is the step to combine. Just make sure they are, the endpoint are important. So just make sure the endpoint are very clean, still, extended. These are the keywords for the endpoints. So I don't usually look for shaking endpoints. I have to look for still endpoints to create some nice transition. So this is one of them, and let me show you the other one. In the beginning, just show you some sample picture, the Instagram story. So this one also, lots of you, this has the same sequence, you can see, and then the next one is coming back, and then this transition is very smooth because I want a still endpoint and then loop it back to here and then loop it back from there. So and then you can just do it being creative. Just ask the model, you can do hair flip as well, just flipping the hair, or just find some windy spot, let the hair naturally, and the model doesn't need to move that much. She can just stay there a little bit and then just do a slight subtle movement and the hair just move a little bit. Then you can loop back on reverse and then just like that. So I find out that the RF85mm f1.2 is super sharp on the video as well compared to the Fuji, of course. So this is the Fuji lens, and this one you can see I just like loop it like that. So these are the notes for the pose. I want to show you one trick. So for those of you who want to learn one more trick, stay tuned. I'm going to show one trick. Maybe lots of you have already know it already. So what I'm gonna do is, for example, if I want to patch certain spot right here, there's a feature in here, but maybe many of you already know. For those of you already know the Final Cut Pro, you don't have to. You can skip this section. So there's a draw mask in the effects, in the masks. So what I'm gonna do is draw a mask. Oh, sorry, there's one more thing. I'm gonna copy and then paste. Let me see. I'm gonna paste here and then I put it on top. Later, my goal is combine the patch in here. So what I'm gonna do, I want to patch this spot right here. So let's see. Let me add it to here. And in here I will see one more draw mask activated. I have to disable this one. So I'm gonna draw a control point mask. And let me disable this one. You can see the mask is very small right there, and let me enable this one. So what I'm gonna do here is shift the same color and then cover there, and then you can add the fever and then fall off. So you can see that this is how you patch spot in the Final Cut Pro. So this is one extra tips I want to show you. And then later after this, then you can do a compound clip, new compound clip. So then you can save. So that's how you save this compound clip. And there's no sound in it as well, so you can remove the sound. So the compound clip and that one, you can see that one has it. and then this one is gone. There's no but only patch on the spots that doesn't have a lot of movement. You can see that there's a lot of movement here, and then it will be coming back out. So that's my tips and today's HD boomerang video. Just go outside and then test it out and let me know. You can tag me and then mention me in the caption, and I can take a look at your results. So stay tuned for more tutorial coming up, and thank you so much for your support in the YouTube video. Bye.